Buonasera to myself for now, waiting for everyone to be connected. As usual, of course, this is Massi from Italy. Ciao Marti, ciao, benvenuta. Ciao. So today is actually, ciao Emanuele, ciao Benny. Hello everyone getting connected. Well, as usual, I always say it, grab your drink, we are on our way. And today we are a little more casual than usual, but we had a huge heat wave, and so allow me a t-shirt for the moment. Ciao Mario, nice to see you. So, as I was saying, very hot today. Grab your drink. We are waiting for a few people to get connected, and we will be on our way. Today, ciao to Capri. And it's going to be the actually last of our lives. Ciao Nicole. We are going to keep going, of course, because I find it nice and useful. Ciao Seba. But mostly because I find it useful for our future brides. So we are going to start with July with a different format. It's going to be a little bit shorter, a little bit fresher. We try to improve. So we'll see, and well, you'll be telling us what you think. In the meantime, however, as you know, we always have this monthly giveaway, and we have still not done it for the month of June. I promised it would have been done today to close our tour of the live chats. And so, just to make it quick, the winner is Claire. Claire and her future husband, Louis. The price, as most of our viewers are, of course, ladies, future brides, it's something for a lady, a pampering kit. So a little bit of perfume, a little bit of creams, and what else does a lady need if not a little bit of gin as well? So that's what's going to be sent directly to Claire and Lewis to their door in a couple of days. And if you're watching this and I've missed you online, just get in touch with me and I need your address. Simple as that. If not, I will get in touch with you. Now, going to our guest for the day. Today we are close to Milan, in between Milan and the Lake region, so the north of Italy. And we are going to have as guest Emanuele Sironi from Emanuele Sironi Studio. He is a photographer and videographer along with his team. He started working many years ago, actually a little bit before I started, and I was one of the first in Italy as wedding planner. So he has about 20 years experience in the field. He started with fashion, and he is working currently fashion and wedding. But I would say, who's best to tell us than Emanuele himself? So let me add him to the conversation, and we'll be on our way. Here we go. And give me just a second. And ciao Lucia, benvenuta. Ciao Lele. Ciao, how are you?
Great, thank you. I'm really excited. I'm really happy to stream with you. So bring it on.
Thank you very much. It's an honor. So, well, I was telling our viewers that, well, about your background, your experience. So, well, I just wanted to spend literally a very few words because I knew you were going to introduce yourself. So, we're all ears.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Master, for the introduction. Yeah, true. I started with fashion a long time ago. 20 years sounds a lot, but yeah, that's actually when I started studying photography. It was in Milan, so being Milan, one of the fashion capitals in the world, we were pushed to shoot a lot of portraits and fashion at the photography school. So yeah, all of us were like super eager to attack this Milan business, and you know, we couldn't wait to shoot with models. Obviously, it's very fascinating. Maybe before that, you were just shooting with your friends. For me, I always love fashion because it's the way I used to tell my stories. I was in love with movies already, even before fashion photography. So fashion photography was a way to stage and create a story with models, and you know, set them with the right styling and makeup, and this, you know, creation of a movie basically was what, you know, was connected me with my favorite directors. So yeah, but did you know that I actually started with weddings even before fashion?
Well, I know your family is into photography, but no, not more than that, honestly.
No, I just started. I started very young with my uncle. He was a wedding photographer too. So even before studying photography, I was following him around with a film camera. So back then we were using 35 millimeters film cameras, and medium format as well. That was using this very big uh, format of film. Every shoot, every click was expensive. So it was really exciting to really shoot these very important, crucial moments. Every photo was really solemn and had to be perfect. You know, it's not like now that we shoot so much with digital. So it was really a kind of a hard start. Um, and
Old
then,
school.
yeah, later with digital, I was one of the first, probably the first among my friends at least, purchasing a digital camera. It had, I remember, like 1 megapixel, so it was really, you know, something completely new. I remember I was shooting hundreds of photos a day, and was something really, really, really cool to do. So that's how I basically got into the photography school. But anyway, I don't want to go through
But
those.
I don't want to go off topic, but you know, we consider ourselves young, you know, but when we started more or less at the same time, we were actually younger than our brides and grooms. Now it's the opposite, definitely. And so, not to go off topic, but I too had a film camera when I was a kid, and if you were not a professional at the time, you could take 2 photos of your birthday party, but not more because film was expensive. So then 2, 3 photos on vacation. And to see the photos of your birthday, you had to wait about 6 months because your parents would make you wait, of course, and take 2 photos a month, at least in my family, because we didn't come from a photography background. But it's a cool memory that I wanted to share. And also, sorry, ciao Duccio. I couldn't say hello because I didn't want to interrupt Lele before. So Lele, you were telling us a little bit about your beginnings with fashion, and then, of course, you moved to weddings. And I still remember when we were talking a while ago, and you told me that you had moved to weddings because they are more emotional compared to fashion.
Of course, fashion is creating a sort of a fake story, obviously. So everything is staged. Shooting weddings is telling a real love story. So what's more beautiful than that? There are many things in common actually between fashion photography and some part of fashion of wedding photography. So fortunately, these experience that I've made in the past are still useful sometimes, especially for a couple photo session when, you know, you need to stage it a little bit. Of course, you want it to look supernatural. You want them to walk around and follow them and shoot every photo. It is just a candid portrait and not staged. but the experience in how to, you know, position their bodies, their hands, the light on them, it's still quite important. Yeah, I never regret to, you know, basically let the wedding photography become my core business. It's really rich. It's really complete. Wedding photography really has everything from reportage to portrait, fashion. The moment you adjust the dress of the bride, you open the tail of the dress, and then you feel like you're in a fashion set as well. And then later you're, you know, dealing with their emotions. I mean, it's so rich, it's so beautiful. Yeah, I am just in love with wedding photography, and yeah, there are many reasons why I decided to definitely switch to this side.
And I wanted to see with you, actually, in fact, the difference between the different moments of the day where it's more towards fashion and pose, and where it's more free. But before we do that, we have here Claire that has just logged in a minute ago, and of course, fashionably late, as every bride to be should learn to be. But Claire, the one thing you missed is that you are the winner for the prize for the month of June. So it's a nice pampering package for you, and a little bit of gin to go with it, because gin is pampering as well. And I will get in touch with you to double check the shipping address, but you know, I like it better to give you this news live rather than before you were connected. So, yeah, you're welcome, Claire. Happy, very happy for you. I'm glad. Now, for
Gin too.
You want G2?
Yeah.
Well, you should have gotten it before the live. I've gotten my coffee. I always say grab a drink and we'll go on. Thank you, Claire. So we were saying that there are different moments throughout a wedding day, and there are moments that require more pose. Of course, moments where it's more of a reportage. I don't know if you want to say a few words about it.
Yeah, of course. I mean, weddings is mostly a reportage because you are there to document an event, or document something that is really happening. So most of the couples, they obviously prefer reportage photos. They don't want to get told what to do. So you try to do your best to just stay silent and then hide between people with this point of view of a guest, of a friend, and shoot everything you can without annoying them, without being in the way of everything that is going on. But yeah, obviously when the moment of the photo session with the couple comes, if you are a reporter that never maybe asked someone to do something for your photos, you might panic because you don't know what to ask them. While for me, it's like, you know, the moment where the moment where I have more fun, so I can set my camera with the cruise control and let, you know, the experience work. No, just kidding. It's the bride is the model herself. I mean, she's the true protagonist. The couple, of course, you know, the groom as well is important, but the bride is most of the times the one that chose me as well, because she's the one that, you know, decide about which photographer, which kind of everything.
The bride has the final word basically on everything at a wedding. The groom is 30% more or less, but I mean, it's not offensive towards either one of the two. It's just that the bride has been dreaming about her wedding day since she was a child, and I mean, the groom was playing cowboys and Indians at the time, so that's why the bride has more leverage, more importance, and it's absolutely normal. And yes, Brad, I know you agree, and I mean, Sophie is a lovely, lovely girl, very down to earth, but she's always going to be the one that has the final word on everything. And moving on, Lele, so different moments, different types of style that you need to use, but something that it's well, it's quite known, but not properly understood. It's how important it is, the job that it's done after the day of the wedding. So the post-production, because you know, we joke about it in the field when we hear my cousin has a very nice camera, he's going to take the photos for us. No, don't do it. Don't let your cousin take your photos for you, because you know, post-production, not only the whole professional level that it's required, but the post-production. Lele, you tell it, otherwise I keep talking. Tell us about the post-production.
Well, it's a long process of steps that start from obviously the way you shoot. So you shoot in a way already thinking of how you're going to edit the photos later. So that's why maybe, you know, if I get given the photos shot by the cousin, then it's hard to save them. So, so you start shooting in a certain way, and then you put them all together. You have to shoot a lot because you want you know, the right moment to be photographed. You want it to be there, and then for the first step of the post-production is to get rid of all the useless photos, so the ones that are not perfect off the way. So 50% of the photos gone. And then with these 2,000-3,000 photos, you first step is calibration. So you make sure that all of the photos have the right luminosity and contrast. And often the lights have different colors as well. So you want, you know, the yellowish color to match the bluish ones. And then, so with calibration, you can basically adjust all this. At this point, you want to go deeper into the selection and extract something like 100 or 200 photos that you really, really love. On these photos is where you actually work harder on post-production. So you make it perfect to the point where you can actually intervene on the light to enhancing the shadows, or you know, maybe using your brush to add a bit of light where it's missing. And so you make the photos more three-dimensional as well, using some, you know, maybe a dark frame around the main subject. All of it has to be subtle, otherwise it would be, you know, too obvious that you've been working too much. So the point is to deliver a great photo, but without the feeling of too much post-production, you know what I mean? And then on top of this, there's coloring. So you want to give it that beautiful, amazing color that attracts the eyes of the bride, of the next person that is, you know, maybe checking your Instagram page. So sometimes really the color and how, you know, catchy is the look of your photo. It's more important than the photo, because it's what attracts the finger to touch on that photo. And then when they open it and look it, you know, in a bigger size, then they can actually see what's in the subject. So the importance of post-production is so big right now.
Well, so basically, from someone as ignorant as myself on photos, taking photos, I've seen maybe millions of photos of weddings. I know as a wedding planner what to look for. I know what to do with a photographer, how to work with a photographer, but I'm not somebody that takes photos. So translating for people like me, post-production is not taking the whole folder of wedding photos and clicking apply filter 1 or filter 3. It's not what the influencers or the bloggers do on Instagram, where they give the same style to all of their photos, but what they do is they apply always the same filter. It gives a level of it creates a flow, yes. But on a wedding day, you're going to take photos in a little dark corner with candles for the cut of the cake, a kiss at sunset, and a group photo in full light. So mixing dark, sunset, and full light to give a flow, it doesn't come with clicking apply filter one. So that's what I wanted for our viewers to understand, that it's a totally different job. And of course, we want to give the same type of flow to the video as well.
Yeah.
So yes, word to you, Lele.
The video is this other important part that is we want to make sure that has always this kind of color and kind of image that is unique, it's beautiful, and it's overall recognizable. So to all the photographers that work with me in my studio and to the video makers as well, I force them, anyway, I ask them very gently to, you know, buy the stuff that I use. That we use prime lenses, so this is the first step of getting a great photo and a great video footage. The kind of lens that you use, and we want to shoot with the diaphragm very open so that the background is blurred. So same for photography and same for video. So when you go choose these technical aspects of your gear for both photos and videos, when you start, you know, getting the same quality and taste in the image that you deliver. And then after that, obviously with post-production as well, you use the same curves and the same coloring presets or whatever, like homemade adjustments that you want to apply. About videos, I'm probably even more picky because, as I told you, you know, my love for cinema was even older than my love for wedding photography. I really want the videos to be very intimate and close to the subject, close to the emotions. I really want this point of view of the video maker to be close to the tears and to the sweat of the couple. I want, you know, the viewer to feel the moment, to feel the emotion. So I never stress them enough to really, you know, have this point of view of the guest. Be part of the party, have fun when they have fun, get emotional when they do. I hate when I see a distant, cold, perfect video footage. I love when I see something closer, even maybe shaky because the moment was intense, but at least it's emotional. So I want this to be in the videos too. Yeah, this is more or less my philosophy for video. And
let me say also something very important. Most of my couples have heard it many times. Well, maybe except Claire now that knocked down the phone, but you're back, Claire. So video is no longer, the wedding video is no longer the same type of video of your grandma's birthday of 1983. Wedding video is no longer that dreadful, boring video that your friends are afraid of you asking, do you want to watch it? The wedding video is cinema these days, and you get with Lele, of course, because I know it, but you get it with all videographers. So again, our suggestions are useful for you no matter what. What you should have is a video with post-production, with mixing, with your music, full length. So we're talking about 20, 30 minutes, depends on the wedding, and a wedding trailer, literally like a movie trailer of 3.5 minutes, more or less, where you choose the songs. And something that I really love about Leila, I have to say it, it's the fact that the way you put together the mixing of the images with the music it's something that I consider literally top of the line. And I mean, anyone that is watching, you can see Emanuele's videos on his page, on his website, many on our YouTube page, or if you have no clue where to go, just write to us on Instagram and we'll give you the links. And you can really see what a wedding video can accomplish. And your friends will not fear the moment you ask them if they want to see it. Also because it's going to be the trailer, 3.5 minutes, not even the time to open and pour a can of beer, and the video is already open. So over. Sorry, the beer is open, the video is over. So it's something that it's lovely, and that I still personally regret very, very much that I have not done at my own wedding. I know, but that's why. Ciao, Amy. That's why I always suggest all of the couples to have this different art, different memory compared to the photos. Photos, after a few years, you're going to be looking at them and wish they could move. Video, that's exactly what it does. So think very well about it. And if you have a good wedding planner and video doesn't properly fit in your budget, your wedding planner should be able to play around with a little bit of everything else and make it fit, because it's really important. But as I said, it's something that I keep repeating because I feel it's important. Now, Lele, there are some other moments in the wedding days, because weddings, especially destination weddings, are no longer half a day or ceremony, food, bye-bye. It's more days. And there are different moments. So we have the pre-wedding to begin with. We have the post-wedding. We have something that it's quite cool, not for everybody, but trash the dress. What is your take, your opinion, your philosophy in this regard?
Yeah, pre-wedding is such a great idea. I really love it. First of all, it gives so much more time to the couple to take their photos. You can choose to, shoot a pre-wedding as if it's part of the wedding photo shoot. So you can use the same outfits and later put them all together in the same collection, in the same album. In this way, you basically can use any location, any time of the day, any moment of the year, and still basically pretend that these are photos shot at the wedding. So this is amazing because it's also saving you so much time from taking photos on the wedding day. So you can use all that time that you would spend with the photographer and the video makers to spend with your guests and family. So this is the first beautiful thing that I suggest. For example, in the Chinese culture, they never shoot stage photos during the wedding. They always shoot them beforehand with different outfits, with different locations. They, just want reportage photos during the wedding. So different philosophy, but very, very functional. The other idea is to shoot the pre-wedding way ahead of the wedding, different outfits, so you can use these photos for your website. If you have like a wedding website or a blog,
Yes.
you can print them and send them with your invitations to the guests. So something really different that has another very important utility. You get started with the photographer. Maybe you didn't know that with the photographers, apart from that little chat that you had at the appointment. So you get to shoot a couple of hours with them, or even just half an hour, 1 hour with them. You start getting in the way. You know what you're going to get asked. It's not starting right on the day of your wedding. So it's very important for that too. I really think that every couple should get a pre-wedding. For us as well, it's so easy to position them in different days of the week. Weddings are mostly on Fridays, Saturdays, Sundays. While pre-wedding, you can basically choose any other day. So I love them for this reason too.
It is, to me personally, as a wedding planner, I feel that, as you mentioned, it has different potential under different points of view, because it's very important that you get to know your photographer beforehand, and there is no better way than doing a shoot. You can definitely use the photos on your Instagram or on your wedding invites or invitations. And actually, this is one thing that I did not miss out on and that I did for my wedding. And for the brides, it's going to be an amazing, lovely time. For the groom, not so much. But you know, you do these kind of things for your bride. I did it, and I'm very, very happy that I did. I had a little issue. Now, this is my thing. I had a little issue because we went with the pre-wedding shoot in the mountains, very scenic, but it was very cold. So we were supposed to do 2 hours, and we did like 1 hour and 45 minutes. So we were missing 15 minutes. And it was fine. The photos were beautiful. The photographer said, okay, we were missing 15 minutes. Let's do another short session on the beach. All right, it's going to be 15 minutes. We did another 2 hours and a half on the beach. So that's why the groom doesn't have as much fun as the bride, but being serious, it's extremely useful. Because you create a relationship with the photographer, and on the day of the wedding, it will be an extra friend coming. It will be somebody that doesn't get in the way because you know him or her, and so it's going to be just as a guest goes by. You're not going to be scared of where he is or is he taking a photo now. It creates this perfect atmosphere. But okay, pre-wedding, all right. Post-wedding.
Sorry, Masi, I wanted to add something more about the pre-wedding part.
Sorry.
Let's not forget about the pre-wedding video. Have you seen the one that I've made called Love Story? So I started a new style of pre-wedding videos that are basically telling something more about the couple in a cinematic way. It's like a video clip. It's like something that you could watch really made for a famous band. And so we basically put together all the places and the moments and the symbols that are important for the couple. And then we put them together with a special kind of editing, and we create a concept. So yeah, there's one on my page. I'm sure you watched that.
I know.
It's a completely new way of making a pre-wedding video, because it's really something different, something where I mean, the couples that shot that with me, they really felt like actors. So I think they appreciated that a lot, and their guests as well when this was projected. Obviously,
no, I have seen it, of course, and also my take on it is that it's very interesting, because with the wedding video, you have to keep not you as a photographer, but you as a bride and groom have to keep ciao Mattia, have to keep a certain level of being classic, you know, because you're going to have your grandparents, ciao Anna, benvenuta, your grandparents, your parents, your faraway uncles. So it needs to be done in a proper way, let's say. Proper compared to the pre-wedding video, the way that I've seen you do it, where it looks like really a music video, but back in the 90s when they were cool, not these days, back in the 90s. And you can go a little more crazy. You can go a little more crazy with the content, with the filters, with the music, because it's because it's not the wedding, and it doesn't have to be so precise in a way. It's more of a young thing to do, and well, we are not that young, but our couples, yes, and that's something that works for young people, and that, yes, I love it a lot. Good for you that that you mentioned it, because it's a cool point. Yes.
Yeah, ciao Mattia. Sorry, I wanted to say hi too because I saw he connected. Mattia was working with me last year in on a very nice wedding where we had this pre-wedding video to project right after the cake, but we also had an instant wedding video. The instant wedding is the editing of the video that you put together, you edit the same day. So basically we had this pre-wedding video projection, and right after that, when people really didn't expect, we had the same day trailer. So people could already see bride and groom getting ready at home. Some parts of the ceremony, there are, you know, shooting in an amazing park of the villa. This was really something that, I don't know, I remember me and Mattia, we got, you know, hands clapped, and we had to stand up and get the applause. So it was really exciting. It's another thing that I always suggest to do because it's amazing for the guests. It's a really nice surprise, and then it's ready. So the day after, it can be already online, and then everyone can watch it for another 10 times if they want.
Absolutely. So in general, now, without going more into detail of further possibilities, I am happy because today we've shown our viewers, and for everyone that will watch this video on YouTube, or the couples that will watch it in the future, we were able to explain how the wedding works between pose, so more towards fashion, and reportage, video, different options, different extras that you can add, different touches. So so a little bit of everything, literally, that can go into the art that touches your wedding. And I'm repeating myself, but it's important. If you have any question, you want to see some of the material, you want to get an idea, it doesn't matter if you're marrying with us, if you want Lele, if you want myself or our teams, but we are happy to show you what can be done. So if you're marrying far away, you can ask your own wedding planner, your own photographer or videographer to do in their own style, but to do something like that. So that's that has been really helpful. Lele, io ti ringrazio, I thank you, and we're going to have a new format in the future, rather than these live chats, and you will be with us. You don't know it yet, but you will be with us again, and so we can go maybe showing some of these side touches more in detail. I would be very happy, so we can show actually our couples what it is about and have them see for themselves. But for now, on my side, it's everything. I don't know if there is anything that you wanted to add, Lele.
Sorry, I just remember that you mentioned the Trash the Dress photo session, so I, you know, to leave maybe some curious ones without their explanation. It's a very simple photo shoot. I mean, it can get complicated too, but anyway, it's after the wedding, and can be the day after too. And you shoot it when you basically don't want to, you don't need to use that dress anymore, so always, right? So Trash the Dress just means that you can do whatever you want, from jumping in the sea, play with the sand, use colors, so you completely go crazy and do whatever you want in the photos, and respecting your wedding clothes. And that's just a beautiful, creative, special end of a wedding photo shoot, in my opinion.
And it is also something very cool, because you start one way, you have the wedding, and you close it. So it follows a flow, and Trash the Dress, especially when done with water, with colors, you don't need to burn the dress. but you can do something that it's lovely, happy. And we did it together for a couple on the Amalfi Coast, and they just simply went into the sea. So the dress you don't literally need to throw away, but it follows the flow of the Amalfi Coast, the sea, and you close it in that way. So that's something that I find personally very, very artistic, and it doesn't take much to do. Just takes a little bit of fantasy, a little bit of art on your side as a photographer, a little bit of help on my side as the wedding planner to arrange for it. But it's something that anybody can do, and there is literally no funnier way in a lovely atmosphere to close your wedding photo shoot.
Yeah, I agree. I hope to shoot more soon.
I hope to. You as an artist, I wouldn't call myself an artist, but a professional. But we try to always create something different, to do something better each time, and all of these little touches that you mentioned help making each wedding different, each wedding personal, because at a specific venue, if it's a nice venue, they will have 150 weddings per year. But it's in the eye of the professional and in the mind of the wedding planner to make sure that each wedding is tailored to the couple and different. You want this, you want your wedding to be special, and it takes little for it to be. So allow yourselves to be guided by those who know what to suggest, and then the final choice is always yours as a couple, but keep your ears open for anything and everything that might come your way.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Bene, well, thank you, because you're my guest, so you have to agree with me, but Lele, ti ringrazio nuovamente, chiuderei qua. Thank you very much, Emanuele. Thank you very much, all our lovely viewers. Any information, write to us. Any help, happy to give. And have a great Thursday evening. Ciao, ciao a tutti.
Ciao a tutti. Bye bye. Thank
ciao.
you, Massimo.
Ciao, grazie Lele, ciao.
Ciao, ciao.